here at Snowy Peaks for level 1 behaviors. So what are the key areas in the 2022 school year the staff is going to be focused on, right? So what are the distractions to learning and what are the distractions to teaching? Staff has made a list of these, and it's only fair that we communicate those to you, our parents, and to our students so that everybody's on the same page of, hey, here are some targeted things we're going to expect of you this year. The first is last year it became a thing. Our upperclassmen who drove really wanted to leave for lunch, and they wanted to leave campus, and then they were missing class, and parents were calling out. So one is we've really worked hard with our cafeteria to provide our students with more food and more options, and that has been awesome in the past week. They've really responded well. But if students need to leave for lunch, only 11th and 12th graders can leave, and they have to do it whenever they have unplugged adjoin their lunch. So they have about an hour to safely leave, get food, eat food off campus, not bring it back, because that creates issues, as you can imagine, with kids walking in with off-campus food, and the kids who didn't get to go have an issue with that, whatever. So they eat off campus, and then they come back, and they have to be back on time. That does require a separate permission slip, which I'll include in this packet. All right, Chromebooks and chargers. Another major distraction to learning is whenever students can't participate because they don't have their Chromebook and they don't have their chargers. We only get about 10 loaners as a school. And so that's not even enough for every classroom. However, we're working on that. We're going to put a loaner Chromebook and a loaner charger in every classroom, but we need students to bring their stuff and to come prepared with a charged Chromebook every single day so that it doesn't affect their learning, right? We don't want students to have to be in the yellow or red coded for a win period just because, they didn't bring that device. Food in the kitchen, right? Our students love snacks, love them. But whenever we take a break in an 80-minute period and say, okay, we're going to take a bathroom break, we're going to stretch our legs, we're going to come back at our learning, many times students flock to our kitchen to try to get snacks or flock to different areas of the school where snacks are housed. And there's such a line during a class break that they don't get back to class on time. And then the teacher's trying to get class started, and half the class is there, the other half's making a cup of coffee or getting a snack or whatever, and it affects instruction, it affects learning. So we're going to solve that problem by putting snacks into our teachers' classes so that they are housed there. And we are going to really, I'll focus on this in a minute, but we're going to have a check-in period for breakfast where students have to get their breakfast before 8:15. At 8:15, instruction starts, and that's sacred time. So we're asking all of our families to make sure that students have had their breakfast, whether it be here at school, that they get here in time to have their breakfast before 8:15, or at home, that they've eaten before 8:15. Cell phones and Bluetooth headphones. This is the number one distraction to student learning. It just is. We know that sometimes students really struggle with the privilege of technology in their pocket and the access to all these fun things. And so we have really said this year, cell phones will not be visible at all during class time. They need to be in a pocket, in a locker, in a backpack, or kept with the teacher. If they really feel like they can't do that, they can hand the phone to the teacher. Teacher will put it in a safe location until the end of class. That includes Bluetooth headphones. That has also been a little bit of an issue. And if a student wants to listen to music when appropriate during class time, they're allowed to problem solve. Hey, Smith, I see that we're working on this assignment. I'd like to listen to music. Is that okay with you? I say, cool. And then we move from there. But as a general statement, no cell phones, no headphones during class. We will use that same redirect system that I talked about earlier. Hey, I see you're on your phone. Can you please put that away for me so you can join the class? Yep, we're good. And then we'll give them opportunities to solve that problem. But if it becomes a pattern of behavior, they're likely going to have to have a different place to learn that day, or they'll lose their phone. All right, tardies. We expect all students to be in a chair, prepared to learn. That means physically, emotionally, mentally prepared to learn by 8:15. Please make sure your child does that. Okay, we have some students who habitually do walk in late, and so if that's something that we see as a pattern of behavior, we'll start moving their start time up to the beginning of our check-in period at 8:00 in the morning. Win conversations. We know that we hold What I Need period every Wednesday afternoon. So what we see is that we tell students, hey, green, you're good to go. Yellow, let's slow down and pay attention because you have one class that you need to get caught up in. Or red, we really need to stop and focus because you have two or more classes that need attention that you're not really caught up in, or something's missing, or whatever it might be. All right. So it's a stoplight analogy. And what we know is whenever we send out those blasts that say, hey, you're yellow this week, or hey, you're red this week, students respond strongly and they want to rush straight to the teacher and say, hey, can I problem solve? I see them in the yellow, but I have that assignment. Can I turn it in now? And sometimes those conversations are happening during teachers' other classes, and it's affecting the class. It's affecting the teacher's ability to teach. It's affecting the student who's trying to problem solve in an inopportune time because they're supposed to be somewhere else learning. We've got to knock that out. So we are giving students specific time from 8 to 8:15. They can problem solve win conversations. From 3 to 3:10 or 3:18, they can problem solve win conversations. Or during the class that they have that teacher, they can problem solve win conversations. But it's been too much of a distraction from students learning, so we're going to actually just limit it to those three opportunities. Okay. And then last, win period when students are in the green. We offer extension opportunities, really cool extension opportunities. Last year we had students go ice fishing. Last year we had students take cooking classes with Mr. Regner, work on personal projects. Really cool opportunities for students to extend their learning if they were already in their green during their classes. However, what we know is that our 11th and 12th graders have had the privilege, hey, if you're caught up in all of your classes, we're not going to make you stay for those extensions. You have the privilege to go do an independent extension off campus by yourself. That was received by our parents, totally fine. Everybody was cool with it. But what we had some parents of students in lower grades saying, hey, if my kid's all caught up, can they leave? So I want to work with you to come to a good middle ground on that, right? I'm not comfortable saying to every eighth grader, like, oh, you're caught up. See ya. Have a nice day, and releasing students at lunchtime. We are a school. We're here to provide education. We're here to have your students be here and be safe, right? And that's our expectation. But at the same time, parents, if you do have a doctor's appointment or a dentist appointment or something family planned and your child's in the green, of course, that might be a good opportunity for you to take care of some of those needs. And so please give me some feedback on how you'd like to see us handle this. But really, if your child isn't in 11th or 12th grade, you're going to have to give us a phone call, give us a reason as to why your child wouldn't be in school, just like any other attendance day. All right. Hope that makes sense. If you want more clarification on that, let me know, because I know that seemed to be a point of confusion last year. Like, hey, if my kid's in the green, do they have to be there? Well, I mean, yes, the expectation is that they're here. But at the same time, we're going to partner with our families for what's best. Okay. All right. Next, these topics. Man, I should even just break this video right now. Give you a break. Maybe hit pause on the video. Take a breath. Because the second half of this video is really important stuff that I don't want to get lost. Okay. So